traders, we come back to our weekly forex analysis. At this moment, we are going to consider the EURUSD. EURUSD is a pair that I like so much because it can always move anytime, any day. It's a pair that even the scalpers love so much because in every particular day, you will expect that it will move at least 100 to 200 or 300 pips or thereabouts. So this pair actually moves a lot. And as forex traders, if you want to make money, it's better you focus on pairs that moves quite a lot. You don't need to stay on a pair that is so sluggish that you continue to wait for it to just make a movement of 10 pips for the whole day. No, that's not what you want. You want a pair that moves actually, moderately fast. So now we are going to consider the EURUSD and analyze it to see the opportunities that we have for the coming week. This is the chart of EURUSD on a daily time frame. Now let's actually consider the weekly time frame and see how it looks. This is the weekly time frame. If you look at this weekly time frame, you will notice that this pair has been moving on a bullish run for the past 3 weeks, as can be seen on the chart. So, and now it is actually on a support level. As you can see on this line, there was a support, and this actually is a supported zone. At this moment, still on a support area. So I would expect for this pair to keep on, moving and rising. I would expect another full bullish green candle to form anywhere here. So what I will expect is a little movement to the downside. Then the pair will continue, will give you a bullish run. So that is what I expect. Now let me see what is happening on the other time frames. Let's look at the daily time frame. When you look at the daily time frame, you see that the pair has of late been on a bullish momentum. This look at this candle. It's so green, so with a slight retracement backwards, so that I would expect it to continue to rise. But as traders, we always look out for the best possible scenario to enter our trade. We look at the best time to enter our trade as traders. So let me still go down to the lower time frame and see where is the best time to enter this trade. So I would prefer to use the 4 hours time frame. As you can see, from what I see on the 4 hours time frame, there's a possibility that this pair is going to retrace backwards a bit to this trend line that I have drawn earlier on. So let me minimize the chart a little. You can see that this trend line has moved from this distance. It is a past resistance. Here has been a resistance in the past. This is another resistance. This is another resistance. So this resistance has been held several times, for several weeks, for a long time now. This trend line has maintained its resistant capacity. So what I will expect is that this pair will draw down a bit. It will continue to draw down and retrace to this line, and then it will begin to recover around this line. So after that recovery, what we expect again is a rise up. So I will expect for the pair to rise with a high bullish momentum to the upside. So that is what I expect. Remember that along this line, the pair appeared to have wanted to come down, but it recovered and then broke out of this trend line. So I will expect that it will fall back to this trend line again and retest it and make a second attempt on this trend line. Thereafter, the pair is going to pick up again and then move to the upside. So that being the case, what are we gonna do as traders? We are simply gonna position ourselves right and then make our money for the coming weeks. So if that being the case, where are we supposed to take our profits? So where should we take our profits? So that is a question that we need to ask ourselves. And the best place to take our profit is on the nearest strong resistance. So any resistance along this line we make for a good take profit level. So I'm targeting this resistance line. If you are patient enough, you should be able to trade this pair and make at least 100 plus profits, 100 plus pips, 100 plus pips. So that is a good enough profit level for you to target. So but on the downside, what are we going to see? There's a possibility that this pair may move down a bit beyond this trend line in an attempt to come down and then begin to recover anywhere around this level. If that happens, we are still in the safe zone. So this is gonna we make our trade based on zone. So even if this pair move down this trend line and find itself recovering around this level, we are still on the safe zone. It may be ranging around this zone. So if that being the case, it's still in line with our analysis. So any recovery on this zone is still what we expect, and then we trade it to the upside and make at least 100 pips of profit. All right. Moving on, this is pound USD. We are going to look at pound USD now to see the opportunities we have therein. I believe that we have opportunities with pound USD. As we can see, the pair has moved from this distance over a long time until it is at this moment operating at a medium level of this decline that happens previously. Now what I see with this pair is a continuation of the upward momentum. So but we are going to trend it with the wisdom. We are going to find the opportunity that best suits us in trading to the upside. So this is the weekly time frame, and we're going to go down to the lower time frame to see how we're going to take this trade. So let's go down to the daily time frame. From the daily time frame, you can see that this pair been moving from this point and it has been upside all the way until it hit this level and then reversed downwards a bit and recover. So I see a recovery at this point. So what I expect this pair to do now is to a kind of retrace backwards again and then continue to move up. So that is what I see at this moment for this coming week. So we are going to still move down to the lower time frame and see what we do. Okay, this pair actually look like EURUSD and they have a lot in common. So let me minimize this chart and see. Okay, from what we have seen with the EURUSD, this pound USD is somewhat similar. You see this trend line that is here. the pair has been respecting this trend line. Look at it here. It was here a resistance. It was here a resistance. It was here a resistance. The pair keep respecting this trend line, and at this moment the pair broke out of the trend line and then still returned back to it. So we are still within the level of the trend line. So, but at this time the pair has moved out of the trend line, and now we're expecting it to return back and retest this trend line, then before continuing the upward momentum. So that is what I see at this moment. I see a situation where this pair has actually broken out of this trend line for good. So what are we going to do? I'm going to expect the pair to kind of come down into this trend line, to pull back down to the trend line. You know, in trading, whenever a major point of support has been broken out of, as the pair returns back to it, it becomes a resistance. All right, so this line here that you can see here, this pair has broken out of it. It's like a support before. It has broken out of that support, and now on returning back to it, it will serve as a floor from which this pair will, recover itself, hold itself, and then move up again. All right, so that is what we see when a major resistance is broken out of, on coming down again to it, it becomes a support. And when a support has been broken out from, pair returning back to it, that support becomes a resistance. So that has been observed time and time again with Forex pairs. So don't be surprised that as this pair has broken out of these major obstacles here, on returning back to it, you see it serve as a floor, as a support, wherein the pair will recover and then continue to move up to the upside. So that is what I see. I see that we can trade it to the upside and then expect to make a good deal of profit. So that's what I see. Now let me still look at the 1 hour time frame and see what is actually happening with the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so you see this pair has seen a support here. There's a serious support here. So what would I expect now? I'm looking at the pair, moving sluggishly downwards to find its base towards the support area. Then from there, I expect a movement upwards. So I'm expecting when the pair recovers around this zone, it's going to break out of this resistance. That is my expectation. So if I am to put a level of take profit, I would expect that this pair is going to find its, moment with this. So I would expect that we make over 100 plus again from this pair. All right, for those that are not so, for those that actually desire quick profit, they just want to see their profit taken before anything happens to it. Maybe you can choose to take profit on this nearest resistance, but I expect the pair on recovering from this zone to break out of this resistance and move towards the upside. So we expect our profits to be anywhere from this trend line that I have drawn here. So this coming week is looking quite interesting, and I expect a lot to happen. There will be a lot of movement to and fro. So get ready for the coming week and get ready to make quick profits. Moving on, we are now on the AUDUSD on the daily time frame. So this chart is actually, showing some sign of a tradable occasions. It's just similar to GBPUSD and EURUSD. So we are still gonna trade it the same way, the same pattern. So let me minimize the chart and see what is happening. Yes, that's great. So what I will expect is that this pair will come down and then find itself at this trend line. So it's still gonna be like the first. So it may take longer than necessary, but it's gonna find strength along this trend line. So it's gonna pick up a trend there from where it will continue. So this is what I'm expecting anytime soon. It's gonna draw down to this trend line, then from there it will pick up. So you watch the line that I've drawn here. Here is a support. Here is a support. So I'm expecting another support to build up here, from which this pair will take up to the upside. So expect a buy on AUDUSD. So it's a similar pair to EURUSD and the GBPUSD. So we get to trade it the same way. There is no cause to be afraid. If you trade this pair, just know that it moves in a similar fashion like the EURUSD or the GBPUSD. So you can actually use that too. They are always more often move in the same direction. So whenever EURUSD is moving in its direction, AUDUSD tends to imitate it the same way pounds USD. But they don't exactly move the same way, but they imitate each other and they flow closely to each other. So one can be a lead to the other. So watch out for the coming week, a situation whereby EURUSD, GBPUSD, and AUDUSD will all be moving in the same direction. Especially if the dollar is weak, expect all of them to be moving in the same direction. What I mean is, if one is a buy, the other one is still gonna be a buy, and if it is a sell, or nearly all of them is gonna position the same way for a sell. So once you trade and then choose the best possible action for each occasion. So I expect upward movement. I expect the bulls to have a good ride in this coming week. Moving on, we are now on the chart of USDCAD. So we are going to analyze the USDCAD and see whether we have any opportunity for the coming week. So this is the USD chart. As you can see, I've drawn two lines that make up for a triangle. So this USDCAD has been moving up from this angle, then making a series of higher upper lows, making a series of higher highs and higher lows. So it's at this moment it is on an uptrend, but we are going to trade this pair with a lot of wisdom. So as far as it remains within this triangular range, the pair is somewhat undecided. But what I would prefer to do is to wait for this pair to climb up a bit. On reaching this reaching the end of this triangle, then I'll place a sell order, and I will expect my sell to go all the way down to the nearest strong resistance. So if that has been the case, so I will expect that if I place any sell order around the edge of this triangle, I will expect that at any rate is going to come towards the base of this triangle. So that is what I'm expecting to do, and that is what I prefer to do. We wait for this pair to rise up onto the top of this triangle, then we place our sell and then make our our profit target to be around this level. If you do what I'm saying, you discover that you have at least nothing less than 80 pips into your pocket. And if you are trading on a big account, 80 pips is a good enough money. It's going to be massive for you. So what I'm expecting is a situation whereby this pair will continue to rise up, and as it rises up to the top of this triangle, this is a trend line running from up. So this pair has been respecting it. From what I can see, it happened here. Here there was resistance, here resistance, here resistance. So I'm expecting that the next attempt at this region will create a resistance that is going to hold, and the pair is going to be pushed downwards towards the base of this triangle at this around this range. So it's going to be somewhat kind of scalping. Scalping, I mean that we are going to take our profit quicker than necessary. So once you hit the top of this triangle, we quickly place a sell order and then trade it all the way down. So if we do that, we'll have a good deal of profit in our pocket, and I expect that this pair is going to respect our prediction and our analysis, and we are going to make good sums of money. All right, moving on, this is USDCHF on the daily time frame. As you can see from the beginning, this pair has been on a massive bull run starting from this point. It has moved from here until it is now at the apex, and at this point it reversed. It gave us 3 straight candles, 1, 2, and 3. So at this point there was a reversal, and then the pair has continued to go down. On this particular point, it has reversed and is going down. So I will expect that the reversal is real, and I want it to keep going down until at least there is about 50% discounting of this impulse leg from this point to this point. So this first 3 candles massive, and it's come down to this point, and at this time is sluggishly moving up. So I want to see that this move up is short-lived. So at this point it has recovered about 20%, about 15 to 20% of this initial fall from here. So it recovered about 20%. So now we expect a continuation to begin any moment from now. So I will expect a continuation of this run in the similitude of this manner. Maybe something like this is going to happen. Then from there it will pick up. So this is what you're going to be seeing. So I'm expecting to see something like this. So I will encourage you to get ready for this sell option. Get ready to sell this USDCHF. So we are going to make our profit, and I expect that our analysis is going to be just quite okay for the coming week. Expect yourself to be quite lucky with this one. So USDHF, my bias is towards the downside. I really believe that the downside is going to take the lead for the coming week. So, but you have to trade with caution. You have to not risk so much at the time. Trying to manage your finances, trying to, to be savvy with your trading. Do not put all your eggs in one basket, one basket. As they will say, that it's not the best idea to put all your eggs in one basket. Try to minimize your losses by at least moderating your positions. So if you can do that, you find yourself being able to hold on for a considerably large amount of time. So that is what I encourage you to do, to wait and identify the opportunities, then you trade it accordingly. So for the USDCHF, I'm going to be looking for opportunity for the downside. So I believe that the upside has reversed and it's now time for the downside to show what it's got. All right. So we are going to, take our trade only when we see a sell. There's possibility that we might get a buy option. So if we get a buy, I will not be interested in a buy. I will only sell and sell and sell for this particular pair. So if there is a buy setup that forms, I may likely ignore it and keep on looking for the best sell opportunity to capitalize on. Moving on, we are now on the gold. This is gold on a weekly time frame and it's looking quite interesting. You see that gold has been moving up and up and it has not approached uncharted territory. So what is it up for gold this coming week? Knowing that it has been on a straight run. Now let me look at the monthly time frame. This is the monthly time frame and it's looking all the way. There is no stopping for this gold. Gold has been having the best of its time at this moment in time, and as you must have known by this time that gold is sponsored, is fueled by crises around the world. Wherever there are crises here and there, you see gold begins to perform better and better. So the crisis in the Middle East is being supportive of gold, and gold has been making bullish run throughout the period of crisis, starting from the period of COVID-19, there to the period of various wars here and there, all kinds of geopolitical tensions between China and Taiwan, China and South Korea, including Ukraine-Russia war, and all other wars that are going up all around the world. For example, the war between Israel and Hamas. All of these things are what is fueling gold to continue to move in one direction. And it's time done to ever say that gold has moved up too much, therefore you must have to sell it. No, that is not how it is done. You have to trade what you see, not what you think. So at this moment, don't think that gold has moved so much up, therefore it has to come down. No, you are not the one that will bring it down by force. It continue to move as far as factors around it is being supportive of it. Just like I've told you that the tensions around the world, from nuclear war, many people have been preempting nuclear war, some have been preempting World War III and so on. As far as there is this apprehension that is palpable in the heart of man, this gold is we continue to do well and perform better and better, because the world is expecting that the worst will come. But we as traders, we are not interested about what should be, but we are interested about making our profit from what we can see at this moment in time. So at this moment in time, gold has continued to break all barriers, and then we'll have to keep faith. We go to the direction that he has chosen, which is towards the upside. And one thing you need to understand again is that the hedge funds and money managers have been, building up of their gold portfolio. They have been building up their gold portfolio. So don't expect that gold is going to sell off anytime soon. The hedge funds and money managers have yet again increased their net long positions on Comet's gold. Therefore, as retail traders, our own is to position ourselves and take advantage of the situation at any point in time. So we are going to be looking for a buy for gold. Now let's look at the weekly time frame and see what is happening there. This is the weekly time frame. As you can see, when gold reaches this moment, this region, which is about 2,450 something. So when it reached there, gold began to fall. It fell a bit and then recovered again, and now we are looking for it to continue to rise. So if gold is to rise, where is it rising to? We expect at least that it will retest the topmost part of this chart. Is going to retest the top of this chart. It's going to keep momentum intact and it retests the top. Now let's look at the daily time frame. Look at it. So it has reversed here. People thought that gold was going to break down when it began to fall towards this region, but it never really broke down. It recovered again and it's now back to the upside. So the best thing for gold at this point in time is to continue to trade it to the upside, to trade for a buy. All right. So it's been moving up from this particular day, as in up onto this time. So what we are going to expect is a situation whereby there will be a slight back. Then after that, the pair will continue to rise. So I will expect the pair to, as a matter of fact, pull down a bit into this region. Remember that here was a resistance in the past. So this resistance has been there. So I will expect this resistance to hold, whereby as the pair moves down into this resistance, is going to, in fact, it's going to catch fire. It's going to react massively and all the way back to the upside. So I'm expecting the pair to hit the nearest possible key resistance, and that is this region. So as the pair reach this region, it's going to actually recover massively. All right. So I will see a sluggish movement back towards the downside. And at this point, the retail traders are going to mistake it to the fact that gold is now selling up. That is not the case, because gold is not traded only on technical analysis. You have to combine it with, fundamental analysis. And the fundamentals are pointing out that gold will continue to rise, as far as there are wars here and there all around the world. There are geopolitical tensions. Gold will continue to recover itself and continue to show itself viable. All right. Therefore, thank you so much for watching, and we expect you to subscribe so that you keep a tab with this channel, so that each time we produce educative content, you will continue to see it. All right. So at this juncture, I'm expecting a situation where gold will continue to rise until reach the 400 mark. So what am I expecting to see? I expect a retest of this top. I expect that this top will be retested. All right. So if we make our trade, so I will expect this top to be retested. So our take profit level is around this zone. So that is a take profit, but we are going to guide it as far as we begin to see enough profit. We might take profit, we might just take our profit, because this gold trade is going to be some sort of scalp. Once you get the money you're looking for, you close your trade and stay off the market, because we do not know what will eventually happen with gold. We are expecting a sell-off, but that sell-off has not occurred yet. Rather, the pair keeps recovering and recovering. And as it recovers, then the buyers continue to, build up their positions on gold. Because throughout the year to this point, gold has been performing well, and it will continue to perform. It will continue to buy. So don't take the opposite direction of what you can see that is already happening, and that gold is buying. So I will continue to increase my gold portfolio, my gold asset. It is highly valuable. So I will expect to continue to, preserve it, continue to go with intelligence and savvy my way of trading it. As you trade you make your game. It is not the best thing to buy and hold gold at this point in time. Rather, it's something that you calculate and make your profit, and then give chance, and then stand on the sidelines and watch. Once again, you make a targeted entry, make your profit, take your profit, and then you step aside. So that's how we're going to be trading gold until throughout this season. So that is what is expected. All right.